If your foundation used to look amazing and suddenly it doesn't, it's not you. It's the foundation type and formula that you're using. Your skin didn't betray you. The rules have changed. I've tested hundreds of foundations under studio lights, HD cameras, and real life. This advice comes from professional makeup artistry and real experience with mature skin. If we haven't met before, hi, I'm Jody. I'm 55. Think of me as your midlife beauty bestie, where I am here to share with you what works on our more mature skin from a place of experience. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you're notified when I post a new video, which I do twice a week. If you haven't subscribed, I may not show up in your browse section on YouTube at all, and you'll miss all the stuff that we have planned for you for this year. Speaking of this year, you guys wanted live streams, we're gonna do that. I also have some really fun collabs coming up that you don't wanna miss. And before we get into the meat of this topic, foundation over 50, I wanna encourage you to be a channel ambassador. For just $1 a month, $12 for the entire year, you can help support the channel and minimize the sponsorships. The way that works, many channels do a channel membership where you pay a membership fee to get additional behind the scenes content behind a locked door, if you will. Well, because our audience is mostly over 50, I wanted to create content that everyone has access to, not just those that could afford to pay it. In order to do that, if everyone wants to pay $1 a month or $12 for the full year, then all the content is available for everyone. If you want to join as a channel ambassador, just hit that join button down below and YouTube will walk you through everything you need to know. It's very easy and you can cancel at any time. And yes, it is just $12 for the year. That's the lowest amount that YouTube allows content creators to charge. Making a crowdfunding opportunity easy for everyone, so everyone has access to the content, whether they're able to afford it or not. All right, let's talk about this foundation and what are the right foundation formulas to wear in our more mature stages of life. If you're a baby boomer or Gen X, then listen up. We survived latchkey afternoons, we survived hair bands, and we survived Aquanet. But there's one thing that we're barely surviving now, and that's our makeup routine. Specifically, our foundation. Look, I get it. In the 90s, it was all about the matte look. For some reason, we wanted to look like velvet wallpaper. We used Sea Breeze astringent until our faces squeaked. And then we packed on opaque, heavy, full coverage beige paint to cover up the damage. Think glamour shots. Now that was an aesthetic. We loved it. And it worked then because we had 20-year-old oil glands holding it all together. But ladies, the oil has left the building. The estrogen has also left the building. And if you're still using the same heavy, matte, full coverage spackle foundation over 50, you aren't hiding imperfections, you're highlighting them. Today I'm sharing with you exactly which foundation formulas you need to trash immediately, why it's aging you by 10 years, and some good options to replace that old foundation with that will leave you with youthful, beautiful, hydrating skin that encourages you to want to do your makeup again. If you're ready, let's go. It's right here. Public enemy number one. The title of this video is Stop Using This Kind of Foundation. Well, what kind is it? It's high pigment, full coverage, rapid dry, matte, liquid or thick stick foundation. Here's the science simplified. After 50, our skin loses collagen, aka that bounce, elastin, which is that nice snap, and crucial moisture. Our skin's texture changes, we get large pores, fine lines, and even dry patches. Think of mature skin as a dry sponge. When you put a heavy foundation on it, it doesn't melt into the skin, it sits on top of it. It's often referred to as the mask effect. As the day goes on, that foundation gets more thirsty. It often contains an ingredient called silica. Silica is looking to absorb oil. When you don't have oil on the face to absorb, it starts absorbing the hydration and moisture in your skin. Once your foundation starts to get dry, it looks cakey and it really can settle into those fine lines and wrinkles. Give me a thumbs up in the comments if you've had one of those days. I've had several of them. If you can smile, then stop smiling, and then see exactly where your foundation cracked when you smiled, that's the wrong foundation. It's making your skin look older, drier, and frankly tired. And I don't know about you, but we're too cool to look tired, and we are tired, so we don't need our makeup to add to the tiredness that is going on here. Some of the foundations that I find to be the most drying and the most unmature skin friendly if you have traditional mature skin. And I want to caveat this because not everyone with mature skin has dry skin. If you have more oily skin in your mature years, then you would want to stick with whatever foundation has been working for you, and a matte might work best. Or if you want more of that natural glow or that radiant finish and you have oily skin, then you want to apply a mattifying primer underneath your foundation to keep that oil at bay and not break through your foundation. If you are like the majority of us and have dry, mature skin, then you don't want a heavy, full coverage foundation. Some of the worst performing, in my opinion, are the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop. Super thick, very drying. Another one is the L'Oreal Infallible. This is the 24-hour fresh wear. This is a dupe for the Armani Luminous Silk, but I think it's way too thick. Side note, there is a new Armani foundation that just came out. I have ordered it, and that will be next week's Friday Face Off. So if you haven't subscribed yet, that is a reason to hit that subscribe button so that you know when that new review comes out of the new Armani foundation. This one, no good for our more mature skin. Another one that I didn't care for the way it looked was the Clinique Even Better foundation. I thought this was way too thick of a formula for our more mature skin. When you can do this and it doesn't drip very fast, it's a little drying. A few of my favorites, if you have really dry skin, the House Labs by Lady Gaga is a really nice foundation. If you've got dry skin but not extra dry, this is very emollient. So again, if you've got really dry skin, this is a nice one. If you have average dry skin or oily skin or normal combination skin, this often is way too hydrating. I found that it just slips on my face, but I don't have extra dry skin. If you've got dry skin, the Natasha Denona is a really good foundation. I tested that one earlier. Well, later, I guess it's a Happy New Year. I tested that back in, when it first came out. So was that in August? I'll link that video at the end of this one if you're interested in that review. So you can kind of see a theme start to happen. If you've got mature skin and it's dry, you want to stay away from full coverage matte foundations, and you want to lean into hydrating skin tints or medium coverage that are more of a radiant natural finish. Another really good one that I like is the Superstay by Maybelline. This is one of my favorites. Very lightweight, doesn't give a lot of coverage, but it is buildable. The other one I really love is the Plump and Glow by Maybelline. This is out of their Lifter collection. This one just came out, was it last month? I think I tested it. Really like this one a lot. It is mature skin friendly. It is buildable. Leaves a nice soft matte finish. Now, you guys are probably going, if you've watched my channel before, you guys are probably saying, Jody, that Ulta Beauty Complexion Crush that you talked so much about is everything that you just said not to wear. And you would be right. However, I wear a hydrating primer underneath this foundation. Because as I mentioned, anything that is full coverage, that is matte, is going to look dry on your skin. However, that's not an always. You can safeguard the way this wears by layering a primer between your skin and the foundation. And I use the Laura Geller Hydrating Spackle Primer. I'll link that down below if you want to check it out. I love this foundation so much that I am willing to put a primer on under it to get the look that I like. This does not settle into my fine lines and wrinkles. So if you are a little confused and say, well, do I wear a full coverage matte or not? The answer is typically no. That is not what you want to wear for more mature skin. You want something that's lightweight, hydrating, and a natural radiant finish. However, if you find a foundation that you absolutely love and you don't find that it makes your skin look dry, patchy, cakey, then wear it. If you have one that you absolutely love like this and you feel like it does look a little patchy, throw a hydrating primer underneath it or whichever full coverage matte foundation you have. NARS has a really good one that many people like. It's more of a matte, but on more mature skin without a hydrating primer, it can look drying. So the bottom line here is, if you are brand new to makeup and you're not sure where to start, then go for a lightweight. I would even suggest this one as my, if you're not really sure where to start, the Lifter Collection Maybelline Plump and Glow. Really nice place to start because it's lightweight, provides medium coverage and a natural finish. If you like a little bit more of a matte finish, which I do, go with something like this, but definitely put that hydrating primer underneath it. And remember that coverage doesn't necessarily equal youth. If you don't need a full coverage or even a medium coverage, if you can spot use foundation, that's even better. That gives your natural skin a chance to shine through. You just don't want to use a matte foundation, which is the finish. Think about the paint on your wall. You can get a satin finish or a matte finish. You just don't want to use a matte finish foundation if you are just using foundation for certain spots. That's best if you're doing the whole face. Really, when it comes to foundation, you don't necessarily need more coverage. Oftentimes, as we get older, we just need better placement. You want to use foundation to even out your skin tone and conceal only where it's really necessary. We've evolved our jeans, our hair, our brows. Our foundation formulas need to also evolve. So if your foundation feels heavy, dry, or you feel like it's aging you, stop blaming your skin and just choose the right formula. One that collaborates with our more mature skin instead of trying to control it and turn it into something that it might have been 30 or 40 years ago. And remember, ladies, aging is a privilege. Getting to be 50, 60, 70 is truly amazing. Our faces tell a story. We don't want to erase that story with a thick foundation. We just want to edit it a little bit. So take the plunge, throw away that thick foundation that you've been wearing for years, embrace the moisture, and let your skin shine through a little bit more this year. Your own skin looks so much more youthful than a thick mask of makeup. If you found this video helpful, smash that subscribe button. It's 2026. Let's not say smash anymore. Do we even say smash anymore? Hit the subscribe button and let me know in the comments, what was your favorite foundation back in the 90s, if you can remember. I think mine was CoverGirl, but I'm gonna go back and see if I can find some pictures just to find out for sure. But if you remember what yours was, let me know down below. It'll be fun to reminisce about the good old days of makeup and how we've had to evolve since then. As I mentioned earlier, check out this video where I do a deep dive review on the Natasha Denona High Glam foundation and this House Labs by Lady Gaga. And that Armani review is coming up, so you definitely don't want to miss that. That does it for me today, you guys. I'll see you in just a couple days. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.